When Resident Evil fans talk about the scariest bosses, the same names always come up: Nemesis, Mr. X, or Jack Baker. But there's one monster that almost never enters the conversation, even though it's responsible for one of the most terrifying sequences Capcom has ever created. No dramatic entrance, no unforgettable one-liner, no massive fanbase, just darkness, and a creature that feels like it escaped from a nightmare. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about none other than U3, also better known as by players as It. And after looking back at Resident Evil 4, I honestly think this might be the franchise's most underrated horror boss. And of course, if you guys enjoy this video, smash the like button, subscribe. Still can't pay for gas, but if you guys want a Resident Evil Requiem playthrough, I need to buy the game first, so like, comment, subscribe, please. Resident Evil 4 is packed with iconic enemies: the Chainsaw Man, Vertigo, Krauser, and Sadler, of course. But in a game that has many memorable encounters, it's very easy for one of the boss to disappear from the conversation. But that's exactly what happened to U3. Ironically, the fact that players forget it might actually prove how unsettling the encounter is. You don't remember because it's flashy. You remember because of how it made you feel. So before you even fight U3, the game starts playing tricks on your brain. You're trapped inside suspended cargo containers hanging over the ocean. The lights are dim, the space is incredibly tight. Every hallway feels like something is waiting around the corner. Then, you hear it. The metal bending, strange screeches, heavy footsteps. The monster isn't always visible. Sometimes you only hear it move above you. Other times it disappears entirely. Resident Evil usually gives you room to breathe. This section doesn't. You're constantly moving, standing still feels like a death sentence. And that's psychological horror at its best. So what makes U3 so disturbing? I mean, just take one look at the guy. Guy. I don't know. But it's just another giant mutation. It's not just another giant mutation. It looks stitched together from completely different nightmares. An insect, a reptile, a human, hooks instead of hands, a massive tail, a face that's almost impossible to understand even by Resident Evil standards, barely looks alive, and that's exactly why it's terrifying. Your brain can't immediately identify what you're looking at. When humans can't categorize something, we instinctively fear it. Capcom accidentally created one of the most alien looking creatures in the entire franchise. Most Resident Evil bosses boil down to one idea: shoot the weak point, dodge, repeat. U3 feels different. You're solving environmental puzzles while something actively hunts you. Unlocking doors, pulling switches, watching the timer, listening for its movement. The boss fight isn't scary because it's difficult. It's scary because it keeps forcing you to vulnerable situations. You're never comfortable. And when the second phase begins, the game throws you into an open arena where the creature suddenly becomes far more aggressive. It's chaos, but by then your nerves are already shot. Why does nobody talk about the U3 boss fight if it's so good? Well, ironically, the reason U3 isn't discussed very often has nothing to do with the boss fight itself. It's because Resident Evil 4 is overflowing with iconic moments. The village siege, regenerators, and Crasier, the island finale, Ashley following you the entire game. But then again, any one of those can carry an entire discussion. So U3 quietly became the forgotten masterpiece hidden in the middle of the game. Even more surprising, the original RE4 remake launched without the U3 boss fight in the main story. It was in the Separate Ways DLC, which made new players less familiar with how good the boss fight was. If you're old like me, by the way, I'm not that old, but I did play original Resident Evil games when I was younger, I was scared. I was scared shitless of U3, and personally, I think it's one of my favorite boss fights because I was staying up late on summer break and just getting the scared out of me by this fucking goddamn long-tailed motherfucker. So, if you played the original RE4, you should comment down below and tell me your experience. Resident Evil has bigger monsters, more famous monsters, even stronger monsters, but very few bosses combine atmosphere, sound design, claustrophobia, body horror, and constant tension as effectively as U3. It's a reminder that horror isn't just about making something powerful. Sometimes The scariest thing is making players afraid to walk through that next doorway. And more than 20 years later, that's exactly what U3 still does. So, what you guys think? Is U3 the most underrated horror boss in Resident Evil? Or does another forgotten nightmare deserve that title? Maybe Lisa Trevor, the Proto-Tyrant, the Skag Dead, the Leech Queen, or something even more obscure. So let me know your pick in the comments, and if you enjoy deep dives into Resident Evil, forgotten monsters, hidden lore, or terrifying moments, make sure you subscribe because there are plenty, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.